Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. This is the English translation of the Majlis of Hazrath Maulana Qamar Uzzaman Saheb Damat Barakatuhum, which took place on Sunday, the 19th of Zulqa'dah 1446, 18th of May 2025. Our Hazrat Wala is speaking about Jaiz Mal wa Daulat, Banda-e Mu'min ke liye Allah ki ni'mat hai. That lawful wealth and treasures is a great ni'mat of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for the believing servant. Ulama used to come to Hazrat Maulana Shah Wasiullah Sahab, and he would say that ulama don't speak about this, meaning our topic of discussion here about wealth, etc., thinking that people would take some other type of an idea or take a wrong message from there, that alim speaking about wealth or this or that or the other. Therefore, they abandon topics like this. But Hazrat Maulana Shah Wasiullah Sahab used to speak about these topics like this here. Otherwise, how would people then come to know about it? So he would speak about it. So here the hadith of Sayyidina Amr ibn al-As radiyallahu ta'ala an, that Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam said to him that I wish to send you with an army, but my heart's desire is that where you are being sent, you are victorious and you come back in one piece, meaning you don't pass away, you are not made shaheed. Allah protects you and brings you back, and you come back with male ghanimat. So this is what I wish for you from that wealth. So I said to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam that I did not accept Islam because of the purpose of gaining wealth. However, I accepted Islam having enthusiasm, I accepted having enthusiasm in Islam and the desire of having your companionship. Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam said, Ya Amr, O Amr, ni'mal malu salih lil mar'i salih. That the best pure wealth is most deserving, or it is the best thing for the good believer, for the pious believer. O Amr, Allah ke salih bande ke liye, for the pious servant of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, jaiz, pakiza, mal or daulat achhi cheez hai. Pure halal wealth is actually a good thing for the pious servant of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and it is such a ni'mat which deserves to be appreciated. Or qabil qadr ni'mat hai. So here we're learning that Sayyidina Amr ibn al-As radiyallahu ta'ala an, from this particular hadith, that if wealth comes in a permissible manner, then it is a ni'mat of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that truly needs to be appreciated, and it has a special virtue. So if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala blesses a person with wealth in this manner and gives him the tawfiq to thank Allah for it, and then he spends it in the correct avenues, then this is also another ni'mah from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala which deserves to be appreciated. The Anbiya alayhimus salatu wassalam, from amongst them Sayyidina Dawood alayhi salatu wassalam, Sulaiman alayhi salatu wassalam, Ayyub alayhi salatu wassalam, Yusuf alayhi salatu wassalam are there. And besides them, there are many others that Allah ta'ala blessed with this type of ni'mat. If you look at the Sahaba as well, you find amongst the Sahaba Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala blessed Sayyidina Uthman radiyallahu ta'ala an, Abdul Rahman ibn Auf, Zubair ibn al-Awwam radiyallahu ta'ala anhum. Allah gave them a great portion of this. Nevertheless, Allah Ta'ala ki bari qabil qadar or like a shukr ni'mat hai. This is a great ni'mat of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that deserves to be appreciated and deserves that we make shukr to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for it. Now this type of thing was also by Hazrat Tanvi. On one occasion, an affluent person came, and he came in such a manner where his clothes were not right at all. And then Hazrat Tanvi didn't turn his attention to him. And after some time, when he came back again, and he was dressed in the proper, in a right way, then Hazrat Tanvi, according to his status, Hazrat Tanvi gave him that type of attention, because this is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as well, that He wants to see the banda, the ni'mah that Allah has given him. Allah wants to see that on you, that how are you using it and appreciating it. Now this year we heard from Hazrat Maulana Shah Wasiullah Saheb, because he witnessed this year in the Khanka. Now, much ilm like this year, bahut ilm sam'i hai, that we heard it, and that's how it had come to us. On one occasion, I was there with Maulana Shah Wasiullah Saheb, but the color of my kurta and the trouser, there was a slight difference in the color, and it wasn't looking right. So the nafasat and how you would say this nature and temperament of the mashayikh also was such. And then he even mentioned, and he said that look at this kurta and the trouser, they're not going right, they're not going together. So we should speak about topics and articles like this here. This particular hadith, Hazrat Maulana Shah Wasiullah Saheb used to relate it to us abundantly. So for this very same wealth, people are dying over it and for it. Lekin sunne ke liye tayyar nahi hai. People are not prepared to listen to these type of articles. Okay, let's continue. In another hadith, Sayyidina Abdullah bin Mas'ud radiyallahu ta'ala an mentions that Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam mentions that no servant earns halal wealth and thereafter gives sadaqah with it, that it can be accepted or barakah can come into it. Meaning, it will not be accepted and no barakah will be placed in it. And similarly, this haram wealth that is left behind after a person's demise does nothing for a person except that it increases him regarding that of the fire of hell. Allah Ta'ala does not remove evil by means of evil. However, Allah Ta'ala erases and removes evil by means of goodness. And this is the reality, that dirt and filth cannot clean dirt and filth. So here the hasil of the hadith is that haram wealth that the person has earned or brought, Sadaqah by means of that wealth will not be accepted, and this type of haram earning will have no barakah in it. When a person earns in a haram manner like this, or he leaves such type of wealth for his heirs after his demise, then it will be nothing other than becoming a calamity for him. Now, normally, if that wealth is halal, it becomes such a great mercy for this person, because it will be a form of sadaqah, a jariyah for him. However, the fact of the matter is that this type of wealth was earned in a haram manner, so whatever is done with it, there will be no khair and barakat or virtue in it at all, no matter what he does with it. So, just like how clothes that are impure cannot be made pure with impure water, similarly, there can be no good out of that wealth that is given in sadaqat and khairat. It cannot become the means of maghfirat in any way whatsoever. In yet another hadith from Jabir radiyallahu ta'ala an, Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam mentions that flesh that has gone from strength to strength and has become strong, etc., will never enter Jannah. Rather, any type of flesh that is nurtured by haram, the fire of Jahannam is more deserving for it. Now, in this particular hadith, there is a stern warning. And we are actually learning from this hadith that a person whose body is nourished by such haram earning, that person will be deprived of Jannah, and his ultimate abode will become that of Jahannam. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us. Okay. Allah Ta'ala protect us. See, the parents also, they get this type of haram wealth and then they feed it to the children. The children don't even know what they are consuming is that of haram. So Allah Ta'ala inspire us to earn halal earnings and wealth, and Allah Ta'ala protect us from haram. ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم وتب علينا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم بحرمة سيد النبي الكريم صلى الله عليه وسلم.